Good afternoon, I'm Mai Rodriguez. Thanks for joining us. Weather conditions are improving across Metro Manila as Typhoon Gorio is expected to leave the country tomorrow morning. Rex Ramitio is in Quezon City, where many areas have been flooded at the height of monsoon rains. Rex, how's the situation there now?
The sun is shining again after days of heavy rains and dark skies, at least here in Metro Manila. I'm now in front of a mall in Quezon City, and as you can see, it's your usual Saturday afternoon. Families and friends are going inside the mall to shop, hang out and dine together. Traffic is not even a problem. Light traffic in both lanes of EDSA in this portion of North Avenue. All roads in Quezon City that we checked this morning are passable to all types of vehicles. We haven't seen any flooded area, not even gutter deep floods. In Araneta Avenue, the construction of Skyway Stage 3 project resumes this morning. Araneta Avenue and nearby streets usually get easily flooded every time there's heavy downpour. It's because the low-lying arterial road is near the San Francisco del Monte and San Juan rivers. But this morning, residents living in the area went back to their usual daily course. Some are cleaning their surroundings, others are drying their laundry under the sun. And we have also monitored areas in Mother Ignacia and Delta Avenues. The same goes, there are no even gutter deep floods, but the Quezon City local government is still on alert in case of heavy rains brought by Typhoon Gorio as it leaves the country. It has already tasked barangays to prepare for possible preemptive evacuation of residents. This goes for barangays of that cover 31 flooded areas in MMDA every time there's heavy downpour. Mai.
Rex, you mentioned that classes are not suspended in Quezon City today, but have city officials devised a better system in announcing class suspensions?
Belmonte convened the Quezon City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council on Friday, and they have decided to suspend classes only at 4 a.m. for morning classes and 11 a.m. for afternoon and evening classes. And they will not suspend classes between those hours to avoid confusion and also to ensure the safety of students already in school. Mai.
Rex Ramitio reporting from Araneta Avenue. Typhoon Gorio maintains its strength as it heads towards Taiwan. Weather Bureau Pag-asa is also monitoring another potential storm that's still outside the Philippine area of responsibility. These two weather systems enhance the southwest monsoon or habagat. Moderate to heavy rains are still expected today over the western section of northern and central Luzon, while light to moderate rains are expected over Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon. Typhoon Gorio was last spotted 435 kilometers west of Lawag, Ilocos Norte, packing winds of up to 145 kilometers per hour. Storm signal number 2 is up over the Batanes group of islands. This means the impact of the winds can cause damage to structures made of light materials. Pag-asa also warns storm surges, locally known as daluyong, are possible in coastal areas. Signal number 1 is up over the Babuyan group of islands. Under this category, there can be slight damage to houses made of very light materials. Typhoon Gorio is expected to exit the country by tomorrow morning. Storm signal number 2 is still up over the Batanes group of islands. Let's check the situation there now. We have on the line Batanes Governor Marilu Caico. Good afternoon, Governor.
Good afternoon, ma'am. At present, the weather condition in the whole island province of Batanes is relatively improving. I have instructed my PDRM to stand by and provide assistance to all our LGUs in case Typhoon Gorio serves in the general direction of Batanes. We have given also notice to all the members of the PDRRMC to be on standby for any emergency calls to convene and any eventuality. As of now, okay naman po kami dito. We have no classes and offices because it's Saturday. Our power and communication is okay. As of this morning, the local Coast Guard has canceled all seaborne passenger vessels to the islands of Itbayat and Samtang. And likewise, we have advised our local communities in low-lying coastal areas to brace up and be on standby on the possible storm surge.
So,
We have
Governor,
instructed.
would you say minimal ang impact ni Typhoon Gorio dyan sa Batanes?
Opo, minimal ho. Ito po yung parang ordinaryong tag-ulan sa amin na habagat.
So wala po bang na-evacuate na families as a precautionary measure?
Wala po. Naka-ready ho yung aming evacuation center po. Wala po. Umikot kami ngayong umaga. Wala naman hong mga damages po. At saka ho, mahina na ho yung hangin.
Very good news from Batanes. Thank you, Governor, for giving us an update. That was Batanes Governor Marilu Caico joining us on the line. Classes are still suspended in some areas of Luzon due to bad weather. The local governments of Valenzuela, Malabon, and Marikina have canceled classes today in both public and private schools. No classes also in the province of Bataan, in Maykawayan, Bulacan, and in Cainta and Taytay in Rizal. In Manila, Mayor Joseph Estrada is not suspending classes but leaves the decision to school authorities. He also recommends that school officials keep outdoor activities to a minimum as a precautionary. Typhoon Gorio maintains its strength as it heads towards Taiwan. Weather Bureau Pag-asa is also monitoring another potential storm that's still outside the Philippine area of responsibility. These two weather systems enhance the southwest monsoon or habagat. Moderate to heavy rains are still expected today over the western section of northern and central Luzon, while light to moderate rains are expected over Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon. Typhoon Gorio was last spotted 435 kilometers west of Lawag, Ilocos Norte, packing winds of up to 145 kilometers per hour. Storm signal number 2 is up over the Batanes group of islands. This means the impact of the winds can cause damage to structures made of light materials. Pag-asa also warns storm surges, locally known as daluyong, are possible in coastal areas. Storm signal number 1 is up over the Babuyan group of islands. Under this category, there can be slight damage to houses made of very light materials. Typhoon Gorio is expected to exit the country by tomorrow morning. Cleanup has begun in Malabon, where many barangays were flooded at the height of monsoon rains the past 2 days. Anjo Alimario joins us live from there. Anjo, go ahead.
Well, we're currently experiencing moderate to heavy rains right now. And just a couple of minutes ago, before we go live, the weather has dramatically improved. The sun was out, but now we're experiencing moderate to heavy rains again. But some of the residents here are back to their normal routine, except for some 250 families who continue to remain in this evacuation center where we are right now. These are the families who were left homeless by the July 26 fire, and worse, they had to endure the heavy rains the past few days. And just a couple of hours ago, we again experienced that moderate to heavy rains with strong winds, but that only lasted for a couple of minutes ago. But now we're now experiencing that again, that moderate to heavy rains here in our area in Malabon City. But according to Malabon Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Office, there are no more flooded areas in most parts of the city, except for some schools like this one where we are right now, where some portions of the school remain flooded. Now, according to the local Disaster Risk Management Office, they got a report where around 20 families or 52 individuals were evacuated yesterday to a school. And now they are still closely monitoring the situation, especially those in flood-prone areas. And they're doing that through their command center, through using CCTVs scattered in different streets and schools. And this is where technology plays a big help to them. They can easily monitor and respond to those areas where there is a flooding. And right now we're here at the Santiago Sihuco Integrated School, where, as you can see behind me, this part of the school remains flooded. And just a few steps away from here, this is where the building where some 250 families are currently staying. These are the families who were left homeless by this July 26 fire. And just a couple of hours ago, we saw local social welfare and Social Welfare and Development Office bringing their food here for their lunch. And they are thankful in a way that the heavy rains have stopped, and they are still facing that bigger problem to find a new house for their families. Mai.
Andrew, earlier we were speaking to the mayor of Malabon. He said cleanup operations have begun today. How is the cleanup drive coming along?
Well, according to the local disaster risk reduction officials that we talked to, the cleanup was ongoing a little while ago when we went there, and they're actually monitoring those schools. They have actually CCTVs installed in different schools where they actually monitor the flood levels in those schools, and they can easily monitor, like where we are right now, they can easily monitor the situation here at the Sihuko Elementary School, where this portion where we are right now remains flooded, Mai.
Andrew Alimario reporting live from Malabon. It's day 68 of the crisis in Marawi. Senator and Filipino boxing icon Manny Pacquiao visited soldiers in the front lines this morning. Our Camille Abadisho reports to us from Marawi. Camille, tell us about Pacquiao's visit today and the reaction of our troops.
It was really a moving and heartwarming encounter when Senator Manny Pacquiao met troops face-to-face here at Camp Ranao in Marawi City. Pacquiao is an Army Reserve officer with a lieutenant colonel rank. In a speech before the troops, Pacquiao said he is all out in supporting the women and men at the front lines in the clashes here in Marawi. If he would be allowed, he said he really wants to join them on ground zero and fight alongside the honorable troops. He also said the men and women in uniform are the real heroes of the country and not him. Pacquiao urged the troops to keep fighting and to stay strong out in the battlefield. He likened the clash in Marawi to a boxing fight where they're on the last 3 rounds before they end it victoriously. He reiterates his strong support and commitment to empower the troops in his capacity as a reserve officer and senator. Senator Pacquiao also says he fully supports martial law, and should the situation call for it, he says he sees no problem to expand it to Visayas. Here's a few words from Senator Pacquiao.
Ma-encourage kayo na huwag kayong sumuko. Kumbaga sa boxing, last 3 rounds na lang.
The soldiers said Pacquiao's visit made them happy and definitely boosted their morale. Mai?
Camille, did Senator Pacquiao give the troops anything before he left?
Well, Senator Pacquiao distributed relief goods to the soldiers, and he promised them, he gave his word that he will do everything that he could as a senator to help or to file a bill to increase their salary and their benefits as well, especially the families of those left behind by the killed in action. Mai?
Camille Abadisho reporting to us from Marawi City. President Donald Trump condemns North Korea's intercontinental ballistic missile launch. Trump said the United States will take all necessary steps to ensure the security of the U.S. and its allies. The U.S. detected the launch out of North Korea today. This is the second test this month. The U.S. Defense Department, or Pentagon, says the missile traveled about 1,000 kilometers before going down in the Sea of Japan. Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe told reporters the missile possibly landed inside their exclusive economic zone. Abe's chief cabinet secretary said the missile possibly flew for about 45 minutes. South Korea's President Moon Jae-in immediately called for an emergency meeting to discuss the launch. The country's chiefs of staff said the missile may be more advanced than the one launched last month based on the range it traveled. The United Nations, meanwhile, called on all parties to take steps to de-escalate the situation in North Korea and return to sincere dialogue. They are touted as the ultimate beshies for their roles in the award-winning film Die Beautiful. Actors Paulo Ballesteros and Christian Bables are still blown away by the overwhelming success of their movie. The two bagged top honors in this year's Gawad Urian for their roles as Trisha and Barbs. Speaking to Pinky Webb on The Source, the two share the most difficult part of making the film.
I think nahirapan ako sa Sa mga kailangan gawin para maging si Barbs.
Mga physical.
Mga physical na kailangan gawin. Mas mahirap yung kanya kasi...
Naka-tape.
Oo, naka-tape.
So, paano sinasabi mataba ako? Kasi kailangan sexy.
Right.
So, naka-packaging tape. And it's a regular na ginagawa ng mga transgender pag nag-bucon.
Yeah.
Talagang pero sa akin, 24 hours. Buong shooting, buong film, buong araw, naka-tape siya.
Wow.
Nakakaawa siya pagkatapos kasi pag tinatanggal niya yung tape, sugat-sugat na yung mga ganun.
Mga blisters, gano'n.
After more than 2 decades of being married, Senator Grace Poe gets another wedding proposal. Her husband of 26 years, Neil Llamanzares, seen here down on one knee, giving her a ring. The couple's son, Brian, shared this heartwarming photo on Instagram. He says, and we quote, "After 26 years, my dad asked my mom to be his all over again." Happy 26th anniversary, Papa and Mama. You guys never cease to inspire me.